totally think it's public. Please watch the video, but only if you like the content, everybody. Page
When Snapchat was hitting a new wave of popularity back in 2017, I was just one of the guys who hopped on the trend at first, but I ended up.
Comment if you were born in
It was the
2010.
way that everyone seemed to be connecting with each other at the time. I was able to keep in touch with friends I didn't usually get to see. Sometimes I met new people on there, and I could find out what was going on around town on any particular night just by looking at the stories people posted, which was a great tool to have when we live in a small town like Carrollton, Georgia. But honestly, 90% of the times I opened the app was just to snap my girlfriend. We were both very busy with our lives, but wanted to stay as close as we could, so we would snap each other basically all the time. It did more than save the relationship, though. I can always say without a doubt that it saved a life. Years later, I still think about how crazy this was, and how it all started out from a very mundane set of circumstances. I was at home, working on a kinesiology case study when I got a Snapchat from my girlfriend. It was just a car selfie with no caption, but that was what most of our snaps back and forth were, just so we could see each other's faces, I guess. I took a quick selfie on my own and sent it back, then tried to go back to
that Drake with hair.
but within about 30 seconds, I got another one from her. This time she was in a line to check out at the grocery store, taking a selfie over her shoulder at the people in line behind her. There still wasn't a caption, so I was a little confused as to why she showed me the random strangers that were just.
I don't know if you can see this, but it looks like okay, well actually I can only see on the camera.
The next snap was of her walking in the parking lot to her car, but this time she said she was on her way to see me. I smiled and looked over at the picture of her for a few seconds before it expired, but then at the last second, I noticed something disturbing in the background. There was a creepy man walking behind her, clearly checking her out. I immediately snapped her back, telling her to call me right away, but despite us going back and forth for a few minutes, there was all of a sudden no reply. I then tried calling her, which I guess I should have done in the first place, but she didn't pick up. She also hadn't opened my message yet, so I assumed she was talking to a friend or too busy driving to use her phone. I knew she was on her way to my place, so I decided to forget about it and try to get some work done before she arrived. At that point, I ended up getting a little too focused on what I was doing, because before I knew it, over half an hour had gone by. And then out of nowhere, I had finally gotten a notification from my girlfriend, except she hadn't really replied to me. It was her sharing her Snapback location with me, but the odd thing about it was that she was nowhere near my house. She was almost in Atlanta, which was at least a 45-minute drive from Carrollton. I was very confused at this point, and I had a bad feeling about it, so I replied right away, urgently asking her why she was 50 miles away in Atlanta. There was a full minute of no reply in which my anxiety started to fester. She finally replied with a Snapchat. I opened it up, unveiling one of the most disturbing, blood-curdling pictures I had ever seen in my life. It was a selfie of my girlfriend crying, with the caption of the most gut-wrenching single word I have ever read saying, "Kidnapped." That's when I began to lose my mind. I couldn't register what was going on or what logical thing to do next, as my stupid brain didn't think to just call the cops immediately. Instead, I tried to keep the communication going with her over Snapchat. I begged her to tell me that she was joking, but then the next picture made my heart sink even further. She had the camera pointed to the side, showing her in the passenger seat of her own car, with that same creep from before in the driver's seat. And the caption, I could almost hear her voice sinking from the look of fear in her eyes. It read, "Don't let me die." I paced around my room in a panic, racking my brain, trying to figure out what to do. I said I was going to get help and told her to keep opening Snapchat whenever it was safe for her to do so. That way her location would keep updating. Then at last, I called the cops and told them exactly what was happening. They took it seriously, notifying all the Atlanta police departments about the kidnapping in progress, and within a few minutes there were cops from Carrollton at my door to coordinate my information about her location with the officers that were in the right area to find her. The police ended up tracking them down to an empty parking lot behind an abandoned church in the greater Atlanta area. My girlfriend says that the way the cops rolled in on them all at once was both awe-inspiring, but almost as scary as getting kidnapped to begin with. The man who kidnapped her was taken into custody, and thankfully denied bail until he was eventually convicted and thrown in prison to rot for a couple decades. Unfortunately, that hasn't been enough to help my girlfriend from being traumatized about it ever since, and I don't blame her one bit. I've never stopped beating myself up for not going about it better either. I always think of ways in which I could have maybe stopped it from happening in the first place, or at the very least how I could have lessened the amount of time she had to be trapped with that psycho. Of course, we are both very glad that the Snap Map feature exists. If it weren't for the easily accessible way to see and send the phone's GPS location, things probably would have become the worst case scenario. This story was inspired by a case that happened on September 4th of 2017. The image below is the victim in question. The animation pretty much sums up the tragic ordeal. If it hadn't been for the Snap Map feature, things could have turned left real quick. Here's a mugshot of the culprit in question. Police have since released surveillance footage of the kidnapping in the parking lot used for the portrait.
Out, everybody. Haters. I'm an exterminator. Oh, see that? Oh my gosh. Wait, I didn't even notice that. That was insane. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Just inside your house.
When I was a freshman in college and lived in a tiny two-bedroom house in one of the off-campus neighborhoods with another girl. But in an effort to make friends aside from my roommate, I spent as much time as possible on campus after classes. I would usually go to the library for a few hours or go to the student gym. Whenever I was at the gym,
Hey, yo, that's a weird angle.
I never saw him do any real workouts. At most, he would just walk on the treadmill for a few minutes. It was clear that his intention wasn't to exercise, but to lurk around and bother the girls that were there, me being one of them. He would always come up and talk to me while I was in the middle of a set. I would barely acknowledge him, maybe giving him the courteous nod just so he could leave me alone. That's when Justin took it as a green light to start flirting with me. We would keep this one up night weekend. I would try to avoid it.
I bet you're 8
I
minutes
never
in
got the message.
right now.
Unfortunately,
Exactly.
during those early days of
And it's 4, 8 minutes 5, and it's 6
away
seconds.
from home and going to school made me feel shy. So I
Yeah,
figured
we're
On my
going
shirt.
to do shopping fun pictures.
Wait, where we go? Wait, do we have to leave?
we started to form
No,
this weird
in a
friendship
little-
of some
Oh,
sort
okay.
after he asked me for my Snapchat a bunch of times. I caved and gave it to him. From then, we would snap each other occasionally, but obviously he was a lot more active in the conversation than I was. I wanted him to lose interest and leave me alone, but for some reason I felt compelled to consider him a friend since I lacked having any. But this would all come back to bite me when I started randomly running into Justin more often. We never made plans to hang out, but he had the tendency to just pop up wherever I went around campus. I avoided him when I could, but he was often able to corner me into unwanted conversations where he would habitually ask to walk me home. I always found some way to decline. There was no way I wanted him to know where I lived. However, by the time I started to realize how creepy Justin was, it was already getting to be too late. One night, at around 2 in the morning, I was woken up by a notification. I would usually sleep through that, but I was having trouble sleeping that night because of all the stress from Justin low-key stalking me. So I rolled over to check it out.
Justin.
To my severe disappointment, it was a Snapchat from Justin. I should have left it on delivered for that night, but in a momentary lapse of thinking, I opened it. I was shocked. It was a picture of him standing in the bathroom mirror with nothing but a towel. And he
Send
was
me
listening
an
with his caption saying, "Is it the mood?" I was so disgusted that I couldn't stomach replying to him, so I left it on red and went back to sleep. A few minutes
Weirdo.
later, Justin sent me another Snapchat. At this point, I was curious to see how deep he
Hello.
would take himself into this one. And what I saw was somehow more disturbing than the mirror picture. It was a selfie of him with tears running down his face. He was actually crying this time. This was more disturbing coming from an adult. The caption read, "Why are you leaving me on red?" I felt embarrassed just for thinking we could be friends, and I was losing my patience.
Are you, Riley?
Hey, will you guys look out for the camera? Will you guys look out for the camera? Guys, look out for the camera.
He'd already crossed several lines. I gave him the grace
Viewers
of
come
courtesy.
first advice.
I sent the message and rolled it into sleep. That's when I heard multiple Snapchat notifications from Justin, but I ignored them for as long as I could.
Hey, guys, guys.
The whole situation was causing
Sit down,
me to
guys,
trust
so you can
him.
watch this.
But without ever getting any good rest, finally, after a month,
Guys, move.
With you and your scissors today.
Will you guys move so I
Get
can
the
watch?
long sleeve shirt off.
Nana, will you tell them to move so I can watch?
a series of snaps
Just sit
of
down,
that
okay?
moment made my blood curdle. The first one was a picture of his feet up on a public bus.
He's
with
wearing
Jackson
my
saying he was
shirt.
on his way. The one was seemingly just a harmless back and forth interaction.
Hi,
Is the
everybody.
basket out?
Guys.
It was a snap in front of my house saying he was here. I freaked out and sat
Leave things alone.
It was clear he already knew where I lived. but
Leave
it
things
wasn't
alone.
yet.
And I'm
One time's enough.
But it was the third snap
Which
that
one?
made me know I had to get the police involved. It was a picture looking through a gap between a set of doors. A picture of me sleeping in my bed with the caption, "You look so beautiful when you're asleep." In a heartbeat, I sprang out of bed and sprinted out of the room. Right as Justin burst from my closet and started chasing after me, he nearly got
I'm
me.
gonna get
I was
to
able
this
to
one.
get to the bathroom down the hall and lock the door behind me. A second later, he was banging on the door repeatedly.
You can hit the ones you want. It doesn't matter.
Whoosh.
I just want you to answer me when I ask you.
I collapsed with my back pressed against the door as I sat on the
One?
bathroom floor.
You want one of these?
Under my breath, I actually couldn't call the cops. I ran out of my room so fast that I met
You're not wearing that Levi's shirt.
my roommate just so happened to be in the other room. She had awoken to the chaos and got up to lock
Which
the
one do you
door and
want?
call the police for me. About 10
Thank you.
minutes later, the cops showed up. Justin didn't try to run. He bolted and left
Come
me
here.
taken away. So I
Weston, come here, please. You're not wearing that shirt.
Oh my God.
That's a school shirt. Take
I'll
it
have
off.
a pink one, I guess.
was able to find out where I lived. The very
Take
first
it off.
thing she
That's a
asked
school
me was
shirt.
if I left my Snapchat on. I immediately had the biggest facepalm moment of my life because that's exactly what it was. The Snapchat was a new feature back then
Get
and
the
I
long
wasn't
sleeve
really
shirt off
much
and I'm
about
not
it
gonna tell
until
you
that
again.
moment. However, I also learned how little the college cared about
Weston,
my
look
safety
out.
and the cops ran just
Weston,
as
I mean,
that
Waylon, look out, bud.
senses of aggravated stalking that somehow
Oh.
just wander around campus all the time.
They don't want to see that.
This scenario
That's
was
hard to
inspired
look
by
at,
a real
guys.
life
For me.
event.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Take the next step. Now suspect would use the track map feature to locate and trace the movements of a female who he had grown an obsession with. When the female started to realize the abandoned freak was about to be, she knew something was wrong and immediately reached out to law enforcement. The man has since been given a restraining order. The person who submitted the story has attached screenshots of the alleged Snapchats.
My shorts wet.
I know that. I know that.
Yeah. Why? Because I got in the pool. Did I wear like
Fish
When I was in my last year of elementary school, that's when Snapchat started becoming super popular. Pretty much everyone had a Snapchat and was using it all the time. The teachers always
bag
needed
full
Let's start making videos on this, guys.
phones. But we all thought it was just a cool, fun new thing to play with and didn't see the harm in it. I remember when I used to use Snapchat back and forth with this guy named Richard. He was one of those random people that could just pop up on the app and add you as a friend. These days, everybody knows to be cautious with adding people you don't know, unless you really just care that much about seeming more popular to everyone else. But back then it was different. It didn't feel dangerous to simply text people and maybe trade photos even if you never met them in person before. Plus, it was really cool that it was a possible way to make new friends that you didn't go to school with. Everybody was randomly adding people and accepting them.
I'm both making a video.
Huh?
I'm making a video.
Even though I never knew a Richard,
It won't look better when you die and then bring it to me.
after a few weeks, it seemed like I might have really made a new friend, or at least an online friend. Like the modern day pen pal. We had a streak of selfies, and we would also send each other whatever the random snaps we took that day. Based on the pictures he sent me and the stuff he posted on his story, I was pretty much certain that he was real about a catfish. Sometimes, I'd even ask him out of the blue to send me some specific pose in his next selfie, like a peace sign with one eye open, and he would do it, which was how I knew he wasn't just using someone else's pictures. Also, Richard was kind of cute to me, and after talking for a little while, we learned that we were about the same age and lived in the same area, sort of. For a while, there was never any talk about meeting in person, and every day that went by, he didn't ask me to come over, made me that much more sure he wasn't creepy.
I know what that kid's
He
for.
did ask eventually, and I was
Ain't
almost
no
willing
way
to
he's
do it, but
13.
even at that age, I knew that it would be really stupid to do. Instead, I did something else that was really stupid, and I asked Richard if he'd rather come to my house, since I wasn't comfortable going to the house of somebody that was technically a stranger. He said that was fine with him, and I gave him my address. But even though we talked about it, we never actually made plans to meet up. We kind of just forgot about it, or at least that's what I thought happened, until one night when I was awoken at 3 a.m. because somebody was spamming my phone with Snapchats. I finally got up and looked at the notifications and realized they were all from Richard. Confused, I opened them and saw a series of snaps of the outside of my house. They were captions saying stuff like, "Hey, you up? Let's hang out," or "I'm here, I'm outside." Right away, I was finally getting that something wasn't right about this, so I didn't respond at first. Instead, I got out of bed and crept up to my window to take a peek outside. My bedroom was on the second floor facing the street, so I could see the whole area, and there wasn't a single soul out there except one person. A fully grown man in a hoodie standing outside my house with his white pickup truck parked in the driveway. I knew that wasn't the Richard I thought I was talking to. I stepped away from the window so he couldn't see me, and then I told him off with a few nasty snaps.
Leave me alone. You're not Richard, you creep.
I was so scared of getting in trouble with my parents, thinking they would get mad at me for talking to strangers on the internet. I tried to handle the situation myself. I hoped that he would get the message and leave, and while I waited for him to go away, I hid in my bed under the covers. Unfortunately, he persisted and sent me another snap. I opened it, and again, it was an image of my house with the caption, "I'm not leaving until you come outside." I still wanted to keep my parents from finding out, so I kept snapping him back, trying to reject him, telling him to
Bad
screw
idea.
off as harshly as I could. He opened my message, but this time didn't reply. A few seconds passed, and I thought for a moment that it had done the trick, but when I started hearing noises outside, I got up and went to my window to look out of curiosity, thinking I would be safe from anything up here on the second floor. But right as I pulled back the curtain, I saw that man right in front of my eyes. In a split second, he came through the window pane and tried to grab me, but I jumped back just in time and ran away, screaming at the top of my lungs until I made it to my parents' room. My parents got up and immediately came to my aid. By the time we got to my room, there was no sight of the man or his truck. There was just a bunch of broken glass all over the floor, and the ladder sitting outside my window. I still can't believe how desperate he must have been to go through the trouble of bringing a ladder and leaning it up against the side of my house just to have a chance to get at me. But for a while, I could never figure out how he was able to fool me with the pictures of that kid that seemed so legit, until the police finally finished their investigation on my report and were able to track him down.
How long has that
It turns
man
out that
been
the
viewing?
Richard I thought I was talking to was that man's son. He had been coercing his son to pose for multiple pictures and videos, just so he could use them to put up a front and lure people like myself into thinking he was one of us, and not that nasty old creep he actually is. This story was inspired by a man who would intentionally pose as a teenage boy on Snapchat to prey on the gullible, vulnerable victims he tried to lure in. The number of victims was said to be around 31 individuals in total. He has since been arrested and charged accordingly.